Hello, iBank customers. My name is Tom Markle III, and I am Vice President of iBank.com. And I wanted to talk just a few seconds about an issue that is occurring in the market today that I think I can help you guys out with. Um, there's been a lot of confusion about brokers or lending institutions charging what we call upfront fees to borrowers to get a loan today. Now, when this first came to the market, it was kind of a shock. Why are you charging me an upfront fee for me to get a loan? I'm looking for money, not to spend money, right? Well, let me tell you what's happening, and you let me know if you agree. And this is what we've been trying to tell iBank customers the last several months. What's been happening is, let's say you approach a brokerage firm, and they're a good brokerage firm. They've been in business a long, many years. Their Better Business Bureau rating is decent, and they're a good solid firm. And you are looking for $100,000 working capital loan. Well, that firm comes back and says, well, you know what, you got to give me $3,000 up front. Let me tell you the reason why firms are doing this. When a borrower like yourself or any other borrower goes to these brokerage firms, and the brokerage firm says, sure, sure, let me go see if I can find that $100,000 working capital loan for you, the brokerage firm spends hours and hours and maybe even a few weeks and even sometimes a few months in really hard work and trying to find a lending institution that will fund your deal. These brokers, I mean, if you guys know what it's like to work deals as a brokerage firm to find lending institutions for business loans, I mean, it's hard work. There's a lot of work that goes into it. What's been happening recently is a brokerage firm will do several hours and several weeks of work. They'll contact the borrower and say, hey, I've found a home for your loan. And the borrower will say, oh, well, I'm no longer interested. Or I've already found another solution. Well, you can imagine how much that would aggravate you when you've done just hours and hours and weeks of work, and to find out that this customer is no longer interested. So what the brokerage firms and lending institutions are doing today is they're charging you, hey, listen, customer or borrower, you got to give me $3,000 up front, and I'll go work for you. Without the $3,000, I'm not going to work for you because, I might be stiff armed in the end. Now, here is kind of the caution, red tape, yellow tape, whatever you want to call it, that I'm going to throw out there for you. If any brokerage or lending firm asks for upfront fees, there 100% must be a contract. I would not give a single person on this planet a single dime up front before I got a service without having some kind of contract in order. So what you ask the brokerage firm with lending institution is, I don't mind giving you $3,000 if in fact you don't, but I'd like to see a contract first, because if you can't find me my loan, if you've done 3 months or 3 weeks or whatever worth time of work and you can't find me my loan, I want that $3,000 back. So there should definitely be a contract in place. Never give upfront fees to a brokerage firm or a lending firm or a bank without having some kind of contract in place. But I guess what I'm trying to say today is upfront fees in this particular market are not uncommon. You see a lot of people out there will say it's a scam or it's fraud. That's absolutely not true. These brokerage firms are just like you guys. They're struggling to stay in business. They're working very hard to make ends meet, to make their payroll, to keep their salespeople fed. And in order to do that, to put in the hours, they have to make some money. As long as there's a contract attached to that, you should be absolutely fine. So anyway, those are my thoughts, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys.